If you're planning some brand photography for your business, then you can take some inspiration from the photo shoot stories I have in store for you. See four very different brands making use of the same photography technique to articulate their very different brand messages. Let's get you inspired and full to the brim of new ideas for your next brand photography session. Before we get going today, I want to quickly remind you to subscribe to Moi TV, especially if brand photography is something on your plans right now. As well as sharing shoot results like we're doing today, I get into the science and methodology of how to use brand strategy as a small business owner. Make sure you hit the bell when you subscribe and you're going to get notified every time a new episode comes out. Like most professional photographers out there, I had a whole list of people on hold when we went into lockdown. Now, this has a knock-on effect, just like with every small business, and I needed to reschedule a lot of sessions. So what do you do when you're a professional photographer who has a long list of people who need their photos as soon as possible? You put together a shootout day. And this is exactly what I did. So I put my schedule in line with the Atomicon conference, which is an event that happens in Newcastle upon Tyne, my hometown. And that had been rescheduled a couple of times, but I knew that there were people who were my clients attending this conference. So I knew that they were going to be coming into town, and putting together a photo shoot that worked well for their schedule was just a great idea. It's important to point out now that some of the sessions that you're about to see had originally been planned as on-location springtime photo shoots, but as the conference had to change in line with government requirements, we were going to be going into a shootout day happening in November in the northeast of the UK. And that means there's a lot of unpredictable weather. Because of the unpredictability and the compressed shooting schedule, I decided to make an executive decision and change on-location photography to studio photography, where I knew everyone was going to be warm, it was going to be bright, and it was going to be dry. Let me introduce you to the clients that took part in this shootout day.
Hi, I'm Sally Howe. My business is How Fine Designs, and I'm a fine eco jeweler based in Harrogate.
Hi, I'm Amanda Webb. My business is called Spiderworking, and I'm a digital marketing trainer and consultant based in County Kildare in the Republic of Ireland.
Hi, my name's MayKing Tsang, first name MayKing, and I am the original FOMO creator based in Sheffield, UK.
Hi, I'm Lucy McVey. My business is called LMV Social, and I'm a social media strategist based in North London.
Now, each of these sessions have ended up looking quite different. We're dealing with four very different businesses who have quite different brands, but I want to show you that everything was shot in quite a similar way before we get to the final results. So let's take a quick recap of shoot day.
It's felt like such a long time since I've done a shoot. I've just got parked and I'm going to take a stroll to the studio now. There was me being all smarty pants. I'm the first one here. Turns out, no, everyone was inside getting ready. So for my sins, I'm gonna go and do a coffee run for everyone. Here's Sally's tools, and then here's the product of the tools, all of her amazing jewels that we're gonna get through. You feeling ready, Sally?
Yeah.
So that's the first set, Sally. How are you feeling?
No, that looks a lot better once it's actually got going.
Yeah, we're gonna dress it up now. We're gonna go into that lovely wheat dress next.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the wind machine on because Sally's got a lovely long dress on, so we'll get the Marilyn vibes going. This is Sally's final outfit here, and we're going to add these beautiful necklaces in to go with the red. Here's a wrap with Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Hi, Laura.
We went into your session with quite a joined up vision of how we wanted the final photography to look. Do you want to talk us through that a little bit, Sally?
Absolutely. I really wanted to lean into that narrative of being a quirky creative. So I wanted to be quite daring with the way I had you pose me, even though, to be quite honest, I was really nervous. The other side of this was adding to the creativity, incorporating illustrative layers into the final work. I love this trend and I really want to make it part of my final branding.
And here I am live with Sally on her Instagram feed to reveal her final images. What I loved about you, Sally, because you're a fellow creative mind, you came to me with a very specific type of vision. So that was something that really jumped out at me, because you could see how you wanted to use the images after they had been created. And sometimes people have a really hard time making the difference between planning a photo shoot and imagining what it's going to look at, whereas you came from the back end first, which is how I prefer to work. So that's why I love working with you.
Oh, do you know what? I really could see the vision, but I was really nervous myself.
Yeah.
So that was the bit that I really needed the reassurance from you, because yeah, you know how nervous I was on the day of the shoot.
You can see here on my website that the new images level everything up significantly. The key image that I like best is this one here on my homepage. Then the way we've been able to work on this one here, which is all about my wedding ring workshops. And this one here on my website, which is dedicated to my passion for sustainability. Come and take a look for yourself by visiting www.howfinedesigns.com, and Laura will put a link to my site in the show notes for you.
Amanda's here, and look how long her hair is. I don't know if anyone can remember the last time we had a session, but Amanda's hair was like here, and then we had a wave in it, so it like jumped up and she had a cute bob, and now it's like I'm looking at a completely different woman, and I'm really looking forward to shooting the longer hair. Looking glam. Right, let's just take a moment to look at Amanda's incredible DMs. So jealous. That is a wrap. Yay. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Laura.
So this isn't your first time shooting with me, is it?
No, it's not. This is the second time, and the first time was a revelation. So I was really interested to work with you in a slightly different way this time, to create a completely different set of photos. The reaction the first time was great though, so I knew I wanted to work with you again. And I really like the idea of shooting with you on a green screen, because it's just exciting, right?
What about the green screen appealed to you then?
I'm really into green screens at the moment. I think they're just a really interesting way of using images. And what's nice is you're not tied to the location. I love the location stuff, but you can cut these out and you can put them wherever you want. You can put whatever location you like in the background. So I think it's nice to have a mixture. Also, you told me they were on trend at the moment, and I'm always trying to stay on trend and be up to date, because I run a weekly live digital coffee show, which is all about being up to date with the latest in digital marketing. So it worked so well with my brand.
And here I am live with Amanda on her LinkedIn live show, sharing her final images with her connections.
I mean, it's not like I'm proactively targeting American clients. It's more that I want to, you know, I train via Zoom. So it can be an international business. And if this was putting them off, I knew I needed some new shots. Yes. Secondly, I'm working with more corporates these days. So I wanted an image that stood out a little bit more towards them. I thought what I had was very small business, who was what I was aimed at the time. And when I show you the photos, you'll be might be kind of surprised that that's what I was looking for, but I needed something that was really strong and on brand. And people who know me,
clean and simple as well. I think that's a key thing when you're dealing with corporates, because when you're selling to corporate at that scale, you're probably dealing with a whole group of decision makers. Whereas when you're dealing with a small business, you can really dial into that single person, because that's probably like a one-man band or maybe 2 or 3 people, but one person has the final decision. It's a very different way of presenting yourself. So I think going cleaner with it was important for us on this second shoot.
The first image I updated on my website was the homepage, and this is consistent now across all my digital marketing. So it's on my website, it's on all my social images, it's the same banner everywhere. And just that makes the website look so fresh and so new. I'm so happy with that banner. But it's also been nice to make them work on other pages on my website, because the worst thing is I have some really old images, it turns out, on my website that need replacing. So the next one that I changed, actually, I had a really nice image here already that actually Laura took last time, but I think it needed updating, which was my about page. So I've changed the image there. So it's one of the green screen ones. It matches what's going on in the banner. I also updated my contact us page, the get in touch page. There was the most horrible image there ever. Like it was one that I'd taken myself before I got Laura to take photos. Oh, it was so bad. I couldn't believe it when I went there. I can't believe I don't look at that page on my website. So now I put a really nice image, again, totally on brand, gives it consistency across the whole thing. And my digital coffee page. So I mentioned my live show is one of my most important lead generation things that I do. So I really wanted to upgrade the page on there. So I've added some text, and there's a lovely image of me jumping, which is the best picture that you took. And I put that onto the digital coffee page, and I've got more to do, but those were the most important pages. There's a couple of sales pages I'm updating, so I didn't want to go and change the image and then rewrite the text. So there's a couple more to come, but they were the first ones, needed immediate surgery. So that's done, and it's just lovely. I've shown them to people and they go, oh my God, they're amazing. So happy with the way it's looking now. If you want to have a look at these, and I highly recommend you do, you should visit my website, which is www.spiderworking.com. And I think Laura's going to put a link below, so you'll be able to visit that. And I'd love to know what you think about them too.
Just arrived. It's MayKing. This is MayKing's wardrobe. I'm just going to walk you around it here. She's got these t-shirts and then all the hats that Sally's been organising.
Hi, MayKing.
Hey, Laura.
Now, we did something that was quite bespoke for you, didn't we, MayKing? And it ended up going on for a long period of time. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's right, Laura. I love that you worked around the flow of my work as a FOMO creator. And we did originally plan to have you follow me at various conferences and capturing me in full flow as a FOMO creator. The pandemic scrapped all of that. So we had to have a rethink. And Laura, you came up with the idea of green screen, and I panicked.
Yes, I think we can safely say that this was a confidence block, right?
Yeah, you got it in one. I mean, I feel like, having you around and capturing me in full flow as a FOMO creator is something that was probably a lot more used to. Having you follow me whilst I'm tweeting, I'm Instagram storying, interviewing attendees and speakers or hosts. Whilst you fade away into the background, capturing those moments.
And how did the thought of being in a studio make you feel by comparison then?
Terrified. I mean, I had thoughts of fear about having more than just having you watching me in a studio. I couldn't see your vision of what you had in mind when you were capturing those moments. And then, the fear of having those images on my website live out there for scrutiny. And then, all the usual fears of, do I look, does my bum look big in this? Do I look old? Have you captured my double chin? I've got grey hair, all the rest of it. All those pesky thoughts.
And how do you feel now on the other side of this experience?
Oh my God, Laura, it's been a game changer for me. When you sent me those images, it just gave me the confidence. I love the images, plan to use them all over my social media, will be popping them onto my website. And also, can I tell you the best bit of all?
What?
So I had a really strong inquiry about my FOMO creative services. And so I was able to use those images that you've got of me onto my proposal. It's the biggest one that I've done of yet. And those images just helped the proposal really jump out, hopefully at the onlooker. So, you know, it really captures who I am as a FOMO creator. It captures me, you know, as an interviewer, with my bubbly personality, my laugh and my energy. And those images really help to capture all of that. So thanks.
That is amazing news. I am so excited for you and for this new customer. That's brilliant. Woohoo!
So yeah, as I said, I am looking at the various places that I can place my images onto my website. I know that it will just really help to bring the essence of me, or the full essence of me, the full personality of me as a FOMO creator, and have it jump out on my website.
I went live with MayKing, where she shared her experience of her photo shoot as well as revealing her final images.
I do actually like this one because, you know, what you've captured is the ability to tell in one photograph what I do. I'm a,
Yes.
professional live tweeter. I do interviews. So there's other photographs of me doing an interview like the previous one, and like you say, it really captured my energy. So, Laura, I just want to thank you so much for, pushing me out of my comfort zone and just cracking that whip and saying, get into that studio and, and showing me the vision beyond. And it really helped me to, like I said, I've been using these images. I will be using these images on my website. I've been using them already in proposals, which is fantastic. And of course, this all goes back to the importance of branding.
Last session of the day is Lucy, and she's got lots of yellow accessories. Yellow is in her brand. So we're just going to lay all of our stuff out now and pick out the right outfit. Okay, so this is the right way to do a bright brand colour, in my personal opinion. You can tell me if you disagree with this. Lucy has a bright yellow, and you can see here she's got pops of yellow in what she's wearing, but everything else complements that. So we've got about 5 outfits there. I was worried about my energy levels today, but still totally buzzing. It's feeling amazing being back doing photo shoots like this. Okay, Lucy.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Hey, Lucy.
Hey, Laura.
Our second shoot together.
Yes, this was my second session with you. I'm so pleased with how this set of images has come out. Shooting this style with images that come fully cut out is something I've noticed my social media clients are getting into. So I wanted to put myself in a position of being able to make recommendations from a first-hand experience, as well as, of course, enjoy the benefits of having these new images with versatility. I'm also testing them out on my social media feeds to measure how posting images like this affects my own social media engagement levels.
Ooh, and have we got any results in yet then?
I've just posted up a fresh profile image on my different platforms, and it's like all of the people I haven't seen in the last few years are all coming out of the woodwork. This is so great to pick up older conversations and, most importantly, have a good catch up.
Lucy had me live on her Instagram account where we shared the final results from her session.
I love this one. I put this on my profiles.
I have to say, I
It's my
think
new
this is one
profile
of
pic.
my favourites. I love your face on this because this is what I think of if I'm thinking about you, and I'll imagine you like being, hi, yeah, you're right. You'd be looking up from your phone in the middle of doing something else, and this is the kind of face I would expect. So
Normally
this is
with a glass
very
of wine
much
next to me.
you.
Yeah, that probably is how I appear most of the time. Just got my phone constantly on me.
We're getting loads of hearts on that as well, Lucy.
Brilliant.
So people must be agreeing.
Yeah.
Looking at the website, I really wanted to have a nice, welcoming, happy image on my homepage. You can see which one I picked to say that here. You can come and see this for yourself by visiting my website, which is www.lmvsocial.co.uk, and Laura will pop a link to that below in the show notes for you.
Don't forget, you can see some more photo shoot stories and results with real life clients by taking a quick look at my Meet My Clients playlist. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Now, before you go anywhere, don't forget to subscribe. Mwah.